All right, and good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well, and welcome to Tableau Conference. Welcome to Avaap's first session at TC. My name is Nahul Vyas, and I'm a Director of Analytics Consulting and the leader of our Tableau Solution Group here at Avaap. We're so appreciative of the opportunity to present to you all today, and certainly appreciative of your attendance and engagement throughout this session as we discuss insights and capabilities related to managing Tableau server upgrades. Before we dig into our topic, I'd like to provide just a quick overview of Avaap and share a little bit about ourselves. Avaap is a cross-platform, industry-specialized global IT advisory and management consulting firm. Our span of consulting and technology resources enable us to build for the future faster and better than before, combining a massive breadth of experienced consultants across several consulting practice areas with the ability to support clients across multiple sectors and industries. Our analytics practice is within Avaap's Advisory Services business unit, which combined with other market-leading advisory practice groups enables Avaap's consulting resources to support our clients through various offerings ranging from business analysis and process design, enterprise solution strategy, organizational change management, program and project management, and testing and deployment activities. These consulting offerings provide our clients with the assurance that Avaap brings market-leading technical and functional consulting resources to every engagement to support our clients' goals. Our analytics offerings span the entire data value chain from organizational data strategy, where we help clients develop a comprehensive roadmap to their analytics and technology investments, rapid ROI, where the focus is on driving adoption and utilization of an analytics capability across the organization's footprint, and continuous value to focus on sustained and scalable growth. These three pillars are complemented through our ability to execute engagements from robust and transformative solution delivery, supporting enterprise data initiatives, immediate Tableau dashboarding quick starts, Tableau technical health checks with a focus on the infrastructure, setup, and configuration of the Tableau environment, and we even serve as a managed services provider to some of our clients to fully host their Tableau capability, accompanied with full service operational SLAs and hands-on maintenance and administration. It's my incredible pleasure to welcome our presenters for today's session. All three of our speakers are within Avaap's analytics practice. Joining us today, Ayush Bhatia, consultant, Eric Wyant, principal consultant, and John McCormick, principal consultant. Welcome, guys, and thanks so much for taking the time today. John, with that said, I'd like to transition over to you. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Nahal. Hello, everyone. My name is John McCormick, and I'd like to thank you for attending our session today. We will be presenting two testing tools, the Regression Testing Dashboard, or RTD, and the Audit Testing Dashboard. For each tool, we'll present an overview of the testing tool, and my colleague Ayush will then demonstrate its use. At the end of the presentation, we'll have a short Q&A session, so please hold your questions until that time. Avaap has created a custom application on Tableau Server for regression testing during upgrade projects, which we'll refer to as RTD in this document. RTD was built using Tableau Server, implementing a framework to allow quick and efficient server upgrade regression testing in Tableau Server with an interface that simplifies testing Tableau Server content. Why did we create the RTD? One of our clients, BI Projects, was scheduled to go live in about 12 weeks. This was a public-facing, high-impact application, and quality was very important. Simultaneously, the Tableau Server environments were being upgraded from version 2019.3.4 to 2020.1.6. Our project management team requested that we perform regression testing on all of the visualizations to ensure that the functionality and appearance were not affected by the upgrade. In this client's architecture, we have two separate test and production servers. The test system is upgraded first, and after several reviews, the production server is upgraded. So immediately after the test server is upgraded to version 2020.1.6, the production server is still using the old version of Tableau Server. And at this point, we reviewed the workbooks on both the test and the production server to determine if they were impacted by the upgrade. Ayush, if we can move it forward. Thank you. We built an application to compare the pre-upgrade visualizations on the production server to the post-upgrade visualizations on the test server. And the application provided us many benefits, including it reduced the time and effort required to complete regression testing. It simplified re-executing regression tests after remediating problems. It provided an easy experience for inexperienced testers. And it provided a structured testing interface, which simplified efforts to verify that all scenarios are covered. And with that, Ayush, let me turn this over to you so you can demonstrate the application.
Thanks, John. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. As you can see on my screen, you can see the Avaap regression testing dashboard. And if you look on the left pane, there's a radio button list which lets users select different visualizations. And on the right, you see two objects. One is for the test server and one is for the production server. This makes it really easy for users to go through the list of visualizations that you have on your servers and compare them or spot check them as may. With this approach, we wanted to accomplish a few things. We wanted the testing to be thorough, efficient, and we wanted that non-Tableau resources are also able to do this testing without needing introduction to Tableau server UI or any such knowledge transitions. The testing needed to be time sensitive since this was a public facing application like John mentioned. So here you see just 4 dashboards, but for us, there were a list of 50 dashboards that we needed to test. And with this approach, theoretically, there's no limit of how many dashboards you can test through this one dashboard. And we had included all the 50 dashboards in our testing. With this approach, so before I go on to the results, users can quickly run through these different radio buttons here and test their dashboard. So for example, I can look at different dates or different time fields, making sure the layout is consistent, making sure everything is working as expected. And it's really easy for users to just go click through the list and track their changes as they complete the testing. With this in place, we were able to we were able to test 50 data visualizations by just 2 test users. And we identified 1 visualizations that needed maintenance. We completed this testing in 2 days, whereas you may consider each visualizations might take 30 minutes to 45 minutes for a user to test, and the time adds up. With that, I'll hand it back to John to finish this up and give an overview of the next audit dashboard. John, back to you.
Thank you, Ayush. We reviewed these results with our management team, and they were happy with the approach and also with the results. So this turned out to be a benefit to us during our upgrade testing. Next, we're going to move on to review the audit dashboard that we created as well. We've created another custom application on Tableau server for auditing published content, such as workbooks and views. The audit dashboard implements a framework providing a quick and efficient way to audit content across Tableau servers and sites with an easy-to-use select functionality to check all the content. The audit dashboard can be used to verify individual workbooks or views on multiple different sites or servers from a single page. There is no need to navigate between servers or sites to perform these tests. They can all be performed from a single page. A little more background on why we created the audit dashboard. At one point early on in our project, we were having a technical challenge with some of our ETL tools that were used to build source files for the Tableau data source extracts. When we were applying changes to various ETL tools, Various random content refresh issues were encountered, and developers were spending significant efforts verifying that all the data sources, extract sources, were updated correctly. And they found it difficult to identify patterns for these issues because there were different combinations of sources that were being affected. We wanted to be able to verify the successful updates of our published content without needing to go through the server UI. The content was public facing and high impact, so it was important that we got this done correctly and quickly. So we built another tool to improve our ability to audit data source refreshes across multiple environments and workbooks in a timely manner. Thank you, Ayush. And to minimize the time and effort to identify the data sources that were affected, we built the Audit Dashboard tool. With this tool, we can, from a single hub, quickly review multiple dashboards or the same dashboard in multiple environments. The single hub also provides a simplified and standardized UI for developers to initiate testing activities and to ensure that all the required verifications are performed. With this tool, a developer can log into a single Tableau server, navigate to a workbook, and be presented with a list of the environments and the workbooks that can be tested. After selecting the environment and the workbook to be tested, the visualization is displayed immediately. Users can then select a different environment and have that visualization displayed immediately. Reducing the time and effort to switch between workbooks, sites, and servers enables developers to identify patterns to issues and troubleshoot ETL failures impacting multiple workbooks. The developers were freed from the distraction of trying to navigate to one server, log into a site, find a workbook, see if it was okay, then log out and log into a different server, find the same workbook, and try to see if the same data had been put in the right place. This allowed them to quickly move back and forth between environments and therefore focus on identifying problems and not navigating between environments. And with that, I will turn this over to Ayush so that he can demonstrate the tool.
Thank you, John. Thank you for covering all the different benefits we have here. So let me bring up the audit dashboard on my screen. So as you may see, the audit dashboard shares a similar architecture with the server upgrade testing dashboard, but that server upgrade testing dashboard may be for an audience that has multiple servers. There are enterprises that use just one Tableau server or just use Tableau public for that instance. And this is applicable for all those use cases. Like John mentioned, users can come through this list of reports and say, I'm a user, I want to test the Apple ticker dashboard in a different site as well. So I can check that my data is being refreshed here and just select a different site and go look at the dashboard in that site without having to go back and forth the navigation. Like John mentioned, the big data pipeline has multiple points of failure, and with different maintenance upgrades being put on different systems, it gets really complicated to pinpoint the issue quickly and efficiently. With this, we were able to do that quite efficiently and add additional value to our process flow. With this approach, we tested 50 different visualizations. It took us 1 hour, and we noticed 3 visualizations that needed maintenance. The data was not being refreshed. And with that identification, we went back to the data engineering team, told them, hey, this and this and this is not refreshing. Could you please take a look? Wherein they would have to go back and look through the pipeline database and find the pipelines and check all of them. This way, it saved us a ton of time. With that said, I'm going to open the floor for questions.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, Ayush and John. Great dialogue here, great conversation, really informative session. I do have a couple of questions right off the top of my head. I guess, Ayush, starting with you, looking at the audit dashboard, I know you mentioned 50 visualizations for the use case that you were running the capability through. Is there a limit on the number of dashboards that the utility can take in and help manage?
That's a good question, Nehu. And we just tested it for 50 visualizations, but in theory, this does not have a limit. And the limit basically becomes the server resources. And if we are able to switch between different visualizations in a high performing system. So theoretically, there's no limit on how many visualizations we can put into the dashboard.
Yeah, I think it's also unique just going through the interplay, Ayush, with yourself and someone like John. John, I know you've got a lot of experience being a server admin. When you look at the regression testing tool and the audit dashboard, your experience as a Tableau server admin, I mean, what is it relatively intuitive to implement such a utility at a client? Walk us through that process, if you don't mind.
Well, the dashboards, and I'll let Ayush help me finish up some of these thoughts, but these testing utilities, the regression testing dashboard and the audit dashboard, are essentially just workbooks that are implemented into either a test server or a production server. So it's fairly simple to bring this into the environment. The configuration of it requires a little bit more effort, where you spend some time creating the list of the visualizations that you want to allow people to access, and also configure some of the environment parameters to access your test and production server or different sites. Ayush, did you want to add any thoughts to that?
Yeah, definitely, John. So like we mentioned, right? So this was our first go at it, and we built it out as quickly as possible, given the time sensitivity of our application. But in the future, our goal is to automate this process of building this workbook as well. And this list of visualizations can directly come from your data, your Tableau catalog, and programmatically be updated in this dashboard. So that reduces the time and effort to develop this even more. This was definitely built keeping scalability in mind. So yeah, it's our next goal is to automate this process and make it easier for our clients to get this view for their content.
Yeah, that's awesome. And with Eric, you on the line, obviously your experience from a Tableau server perspective, you help us run what I consider is a pretty unique platform where, with our work at the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Higher Education, we host an enterprise instance of Tableau with federated site administration. What are your thoughts on these types of capabilities and how, for an actual use case with our work over at Mass DHE, walk us through how you think that be used for a client in that size, and then additionally, how can clients actually get in touch with us and get their hands on these capabilities?
Well, thanks, Nahul. In terms of the Massachusetts Department of Higher Ed, they actually have an environment where they have multiple servers that we support, internally facing to about 20 different colleges and institutions within the state of Massachusetts, and they have a public facing server. So there are use cases for them, for instance, where they might have published data sources that they have for public consumption, and they want to make sure those same data sources are in sync with they're published on their internal sites or their internal applications. So that would be one use case for that particular application. As I mentioned, this was built in one of our largest managed services accounts, large state government account, large clusters servers. So the upgrades are planned out well in advance with multi-server environments and lots of regression testing. Many different departments and state agencies involved that have to do testing of this magnitude to approve the upgrade. So yeah, I think it adds value to any of our managed service engagements that we undertake.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that perspective. I think, as I'm looking at this too in our conversations with, current clients, prospective clients, the nature of governance always comes into play. And I just feel like these are two very strong value add utilities to accompany that governance construct and that mentality of content and data governance, and implementing that as the foundation of any particular organization's Tableau journey. So that's a very unique kind of value proposition there. I wanted to also make sure everyone knew, if you all have questions, certainly please put them in the chat box. We're happy to field them. If questions come in after this session, we will certainly make sure to get back with you and give you a personalized email with some perspective based off of your questions. With that said, I did want to, again, thank John, Ayush, Eric. Great session, great impactful utilities here. I love seeing the use cases come to life. I love seeing it at an enterprise level as well. I wanted to also highlight, again, Avaap is a sponsor in this year's TC. We've got a virtual booth. Would love for you all to come by, say hi to us, let us give us an opportunity to learn more about your data journey. We also have another great session today at 4 p.m. We've got two folks from Avaap that are going to be presenting a very, very unique use case for the University of Georgia and the public-facing cost estimator. Again, a good little sample set of Tableau's embedded capabilities and the data journey that we took in collaboration with UGA. But with that said, Ayush, John, Eric, thanks again so much. Everyone that's joined us today, thank you so much for your participation, and we hope you have a great conference. Have a great day.